welcome back to the channel. I've been watching silently all the polemic things happening between Puerto Rico old version and new version, and I've only played Puerto Rico once or twice in my life some time ago. So I had a copy of Puerto Rico, the reprint from 2019 here, if I'm not mistaken, which is still sealed, and I thought this would be a good time for me to open this. This is from Ravensburger, and I also have the new version, so I would like to do a comparison one day. But it all starts if I go back to the original one. Not necessarily the original one, because this is the second version, if I could call that, but I would like to see what is inside. The classic Puerto Rico game, now with redesigned content, and including both the new buildings and the novels expansion. So in Puerto Rico, you will be controlling a plantation in the island of Puerto Rico, like a farm, or I don't know what to call that. And you'll be building different types of farms and plantations and selling those back to Spain. So let's see what is inside Puerto Rico. And while I did this very carefully, I would like to remind everyone watching this video that at this time, we are very close to get to the 3,000 subscribers. So if you like the video, don't forget to express that feeling, hitting the like button, consider subscribing, sharing with friends. It truly helps me to get to that milestone as soon as possible. It's a very important milestone for me to be able to bring more interesting content for the channel. Let's see, Puerto Rico. Okay, we start with the manual in English. So let's take a look at it. This looks better than the first version. I've seen some videos for the first version and the designs were really poor. The boats look very cool now. Actually, there's a boat well designed there. The manual is very similar to others from Ravensburger, so Castles of Burgundy, Tuscany, they all have this kind of layout where you have everything explained in detail, and then you have like the summary on the sides for a quick read-through and explaining all the buildings, what they do, the large buildings, setting for 2, and then also the expansions, how to include the expansions, new buildings. I don't think I've played the expansions yet, and the novels that bring new buildings as well. Royal Supplier, the villa. Okay, so yeah, I guess we'll find everything now here. Okay, let's delve into. Oh, wow! I was expecting more content. So if we are just here with meeples and discs and plastic bags, that means the whole game is almost here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because this game is up to 5. Is that up to 5? Yeah, it is 2 to 5 plus 13, and wow, 3 hours of game. So 5 plantations for you to play with other 4 people. They don't have the double side, so this is where I love the art here. The art is very beautiful. So you have the place for the buildings, and the dirt here is for the different plantations that you could put there. And so the main mechanic here of the game is that in each turn, the first player will pick one of these 7 rolls. 1, 2, 3, 7 rolls. Everyone do the action, but the player that picks does an extra one, similar to Rising Sun, right? There's a privilege if you are there. So if you are a settler, I'll show you the cards. Maybe it's easier. There's no cards, so tiles. So I'll show this later, how that works. Okay, and then you have this thing here, which is the board where you put. It's like the supply of all the buildings. Small the indigo plants, tobacco, sugar, market, auspice factory, all the buildings. For some reason these are like bigger buildings, scoring more points. These also look different in some way, which I don't know. I need to check what they are. And the cost of building is by column. So these would cost 1 stone, 2 stone, 3 stone, and the big ones would cost 4 stone. And on the other side, there is a other version that includes less buildings. Probably because these are like the expansion buildings from some expansion. So if you play with the expansion or without the expansion, you just flip it accordingly. Okay, now what we have here. I would like to start with the rolls. So let me see if I can find it. There it is. Okay, so these are, although it's cardboard, it's a very thin cardboard, thinner than normal. So that's why you unfold and then you have lots of things here. And it's so thin that everything is almost popping out. So let's see if I can do the magic here. That roll. So the first player will be the governor. You have this to identify, and then you can be the captain. Captain ships the goods back to Spain, and the trader allows you to trade goods. The prospector allows you to build a quarry, right? Maybe I'll need the support here. Maybe it's easy because here it explains. So the settler, you take a plantation from the supply and you put it here. I choose and you put here. And if you are the one picking that, you can take a quarry. Okay, so not the prospector. It's the settler. The privilege of the sector is to put a quarry. Then the mayor, player takes the colonists from the boat, and you can put the colonists somewhere in the game, in your farm. And the one that does that moves an extra colonist. So I'm stopping here and to talk about the polemics about this game. So here you said colonists, they really look like colonists, but then initially you see these are brown discs that represent these colonists, and the original game it had like very brownish people here. So everyone was seeing that they were not really colonists coming by boats to help working on your plantations. They were like slaves, clearly slaves. Okay, so that's the polemics about this game, and the new recent version works around that, and I'm curious to see how that works. So we'll need to wait for that video. Then the builder will allow you to build one building. You need to pay the stone, etc. But then if you are the one that has a privilege, you pay one doubloon less. One doubloon less. Okay. Then the craftsman, you produce the goods, and if you're privileged, you take one additional good from the production. Then the trader is when you trade with the trading house, and you can take one extra doubloon. If you are the captain is the one that triggers everyone to send their items on the boats, and every boats are limited to the capacity they can ship. So you need to fit in turn order your goods, otherwise you may not have space. And every boat, you see an example here, a boat, it has 8 spaces. So you see 8 here. You can only take maximum of 8 of a single good, so you cannot mix goods. So it's really important to know the timing, when to produce, when to ship, because otherwise you may not have the chance to ship your goods because there's no space or no boat corresponding to the goods you have, and you will not win victory points. And then the last but not least, the prospector. Player takes no action, but you get 1 doubloon for the bank, so very poor action. Okay, and so everything is mixed here on the punching things. You have the rolls. Not sure why do you have 2 prospectors there. That's strange. You should have only one. Does it one roll? Unless there's something else here. No, the same. Okay. Then fortress. The different buildings that you can build. So everything is mixed. The plantation of sugar, corn, money. 4 more rolls, no duplication here. More boats. This one can take 4. This can take 5. This is a trading house. So if you want, that's corn, that's indigo, that's sugar, and the other 2 I'm not yet let me see, tobacco and coffee. So coffee would be the most expensive one to trade. Okay, money, more money. Now smaller board here. Okay, so all these special buildings that you can build. Oh, they look better on this side because you have the design here. That's the cost, right? And the points they give. So one less P, but 2 victory points. If you put some on there, maybe. These, I don't know what this is. Those small tokens, I don't know what they are. More buildings. So I guess that, yeah, so these are the actions. So if you take the action, this building will give you 1 victory point or 2 goods or something like that if you're a captain. So the buildings themselves will trigger according to the rolls. According to the rolls. Now, yeah, I need to be. I'm trying to be super careful here because it just takes like a touch and they jump out of. I'll show you both here. Or build small market office. Oops! Now that I didn't want to separate them, they separated themselves. Okay, construction hut. It's so. I like this art. It looks so beautiful. These buildings. Imagining your place in Puerto Rico, having all these buildings with the sea on the back, tropical trees, etc. There we go. And that's it. And then inside, there's a nice insert. I'm not sure if this works because I'm seeing all these tiles jumping around when you move the box, and the insert itself is like curved, so very strange because this is all rectangles. So you would fit rectangles in curved inserts. Strange. There are the slaves, and then the red discs. I'm not sure what they are used for. And then you have these are like the goods to produce the goods. So you have the coffee, tobacco, indigo, corn, and what's the other one? So I just maybe this is this the one? Why is it separated? Now I can do this exercise. So what we're seeing here is, no, it's just 4 types. It's just 4 types. No, there's something else here we can see. So do I am seeing 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, yeah, 5 goods. So these discs may do something else, which I'm not seeing right now. Not slaves, they must be something else. Okay. So this is the classic Puerto Rico. I'm now going to have fun with myself and punching all these tiles for half an hour, put everything in the box, prepare for the first play, and then I'm going to take a look at Puerto Rico 1897, do some comparisons. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for that. If so, don't forget to leave that like, consider subscribing if you like board games or card games in general. I truly believe you'll find interesting content in my channel. So I hope to see you on the next video. Goodbye.